So my wife and I have this issue where we have not made any improvements on the house we live in for the entire decade that we live here outside of getting new furniture. So in this video, I'm gonna be fully renovating my back patio. The plan is to build a pergola, paint and seal the concrete, get all new furniture and decor, and maybe even make a nice little grill area on the side because, you know, I'd be hungry. This entire project was actually sponsored by Lowe's and it wouldn't have been possible without them. So thank you, Lowe's, for your continued support of the channel. Obviously, you can see the patio is absolutely nothing special. It's a little overgrown and dusty. So I'm gonna get rid of everything that's around it, edge it up, dust it off, and then move on to painting the actual concrete. I knew from the start of this project that I wanted to paint the concrete, and one of the first things that you need to do before painting concrete is clean it. I got this Greenworks pressure washer specifically for this job, and it worked amazingly. Our kids have been playing on this patio for a while, so there's a lot of spilled drinks and chalk lines and all that kind of stuff, and this pressure washer was able to take every single piece off. After doing a little research, we decided to go with this satin porch floor and patio paint by Valspar. And for the color, we just chose light gray because we wanted to look as natural as possible. While we were at Lowe's in the paint aisle, we went ahead and grabbed a Valspar concrete bonding primer. That way our paint wouldn't flake in any high traffic areas and it would stick really, really firmly to the concrete. All right, so you can't even tell, but I have primed this twice actually. If you're curious as to how much primer you need to get, I use this entire gallon jug. I'll do the dimensions on screen, that way you know exactly how much it covers. There's a little bit left in there. I went ahead and did 2 coats just so that I can make sure, because you can see there's some staining, but I wanted to make sure that I got a nice clean finish when I did my paint. After letting the primer dry up, it was time to roll on the paint, and because I cleaned really well, taped off the walls, and primed really well, it was a super, super easy process. I rolled on 2 coats to make sure everything evened out really well, and it ended up looking great. I'm actually planning on making a dedicated video for this, so if you're interested in painting your concrete, subscribe to the channel, turn notification bells on, and you'll know exactly when it comes out. All right, so we painted the patio. Now I'm gonna work on the grill area outside of the patio because I don't want the grill on the patio anymore, and I wanna move it closer to this outlet over here. When it comes to the grill area, I'm not looking for anything super fancy. I just wanna get it off of the patio. So I grabbed about 15 of these Old Castle 24-inch by 13-inch concrete stepping stones. They were about $7.98 a piece, and I grabbed a couple of bags of sand to level them out. I thought about going with square stones for this extra space for our grill, but because I knew it wouldn't match and look exactly like the patio, I decided to go with something with a bit more unique pattern. I picked out these stones because they had a bit more organic or random looking pattern, and they were super easy to lay out. I did 3 total rows, and I thought about doing a 4th just for more space, but after rolling the grill out on the stepping stone, it felt like we had the perfect amount of room. Now that we finished the patio area, it's time to move on to gutters and keeping water off the patio. So I'm not gonna make a huge fuss of this portion of the video because I actually had to watch some YouTube videos on how to put gutters in, and those guys are way better than I would be at explaining. I thought about recording all of this stuff to show you guys how to install gutters, but once I saw their videos and how helpful that they are, I just decided I'll just link them in the bio if you're interested. All I need to do is get these up very quickly so that I can build a pergola. If you're needing to solely focus on your gutters, go ahead and watch those videos that I have linked in the description. Check it out, before I could even finish, we got a little bit of rain and the gutters are doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, so just to recap, we cleaned up the patio, painted and sealed it. We added a little grill area on the side, that way the grill can be off of the patio and we have more space. We added gutters to the house, that way none of the runoff from the roof will land on the patio anymore, thank goodness. And now it's time to do step number 4, which is the most expensive and extensive part of the patio build, and that is the pergola. When it came to building the pergola, no joke, I visited Lowe's 6 or 7 times when it came to sourcing materials. Every single time I thought I had enough boards, I needed 3 more. And because I'm not familiar with building pergolas, every time I thought I needed a couple of pieces of hardware, I needed 3 more of those as well. So I revisited many times. This bad boy ain't going nowhere. The first thing I did was add these outdoor post bases. I ended up getting 6 of these and they were $24 each. This is just the hardware that I'm gonna be using to secure the posts to the concrete. I used a 1/2-inch bit and a hammer drill, and I just drove down about 3 inches to sink my concrete anchors in. These anchors are actually pretty cool. Once you slide them into the hole that you've drilled out and start tightening your nut, as it pulls itself up out of the ground, the part of the bolt that's under the surface of the concrete widens out. So the more you screw your nut down, the tighter it gets under the surface. Before you tighten your nut really, really tight, I made sure to make sure that everything was square off the sides of the patio and the house. That's a nut. And of course, I took the time to show my little builders in training how to set nuts on these bolts. For this nut and bolt here, a lot of people don't have a big ooga dooga drill, so a crescent wrench will do just fine. You just gotta put a little bit of elbow grease into it. After that, they come with this little black box that covers up your fastener, and this is what your 4x4 post will sit on. When it comes to placing your posts, you want to make sure that as you seat them in the post base, you get them as flush to the bottom as possible. This is your time to take your level and make sure that they're perfectly plumb. After that, the feet have these holes where you're meant to drive your fasteners in and hold them in place for all eternity. I'm gonna want the tail end of this to end right at the end of this board, and I'm not gonna go up there and measure and then go over there and measure. I'm gonna go to the floor because the floor will be square. That's where that will stop. I want it to go out over the patio because I'm gonna have like a decorative 45 off of it. So that's where my first cut will be, right there. And then we will 45 it about right. New projects means I can justify buying new tools. I bought this 4-inch cobalt saw. I've been wanting a 4-inch saw for a long time now, and this guy worked perfect on all of the cuts that I needed. 4-inch saw. So I'm gonna make this one board my template. I'm gonna cut it, cut the excess off, cut the 45, and I'm gonna scribe every single other board to be identical to this. That way every single part of this is the exact same. So. All right, so now I just need like 5 more of those. Because I'm building this pergola solo, I just clamp one side of this 2x6 to the 4x4 post, and then go over to the other side, clamp that side to the 4x4 post, and then just come back and drive a single screw until I can get everything leveled out. Now I'm gonna go down there and secure the other one and make sure it's square, and then I'll put that last bolt in there because, yeah, it's all gotta be square. All right, so 2 of these perpendicular 2x6s done, 4 more to go, and I'm not stopping till I'm done. Here I am in the middle of the night, building a pergola. The dog's just gonna drink all the water and ruin the cliff. Take a look. After doing my spacing and putting the boards up there like this, I figured out that 8 boards is the exact amount that I need on each side. 16 boards total times $20 a piece is $320. But the goal is to do it right, and so we're gonna do it right. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to accurately space all these out. I'm gonna make a block, screw them in, use the block as a jig to make the spacing exactly the same. So when it comes to the actual posts, when I put the screws on the bottom, I took my level, made sure it was level on this side, and then also made sure it was level on this side and bolted it in. And then I went to the top, added my 2x6x10s, and when I did that, I checked for level there and there. Now that I've got all the tail ends of those attached to where they belong, I'm gonna go back on my posts, check again for vertical and horizontal level, and then finally secure everything. All right, both sides are screwed in. What are we thinking about the symmetry? Yeah? Yeah? We like it? I like it. With these boards on the other side, they'll overhang a little bit right there. You can see that. And I'm gonna cut a little dog ear on those as well. Bam! 1 of 8 done. Securing these guys was really easy. I just used some Torx screws to toenail them in. I did have a lot of help from my wife when it came to spending money and ordering decor for this patio. One of the first things my wife picked out from Lowe's.com were these Harbor Breeze string lights. They are weatherproof, waterproof, and they are 48 feet long, so one single strand fit my entire pergola. Well, I just drove the last screw, and this is way too early to be doing this, but my kids are coming home soon. I'm gonna try to put the lights up before they get here, and then let that be their grand reveal. Now I have to put the bulbs in, turn the light on, and pretend it's Christmas.
Oh my goodness!
What do you think, Cooper? This is unusable footage, nobody cares. I'm adding one more thing to the actual structure, and that's just this blocking with a hook on it, so I can hang up this cute little solar light fixture. And now, because all of the structure is entirely finished, it's time to move on to decor. Because we have a pellet grill, we were searching for a way to store our pellets out of the weather, and we found this cool little deck box that is literally the perfect size for that, some bird seed, and the cover to the grill. Looking at bird feeders, I think we found the one we want. This is a nice one. I think it'll match the aesthetic. Did you eat that? Ta-da! We're gonna have birds over here real soon. All right, so my daughter told me that we should get a TV for this wall, so we compromised, and I got a clock. It is symmetrical and looks really nice. Kind of reminds me of that scene in The Office, you know? If you know, you know. The plasma. You gonna help me build this thing?
Yeah.
We're gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
All right. You can't have a patio without patio furniture. After we finished building this patio set, we tried to move it into place and had a little accident. But don't worry, everything got put back together. After that, we just tossed on the variety of pillows my wife picked out for this guy, and we put out the mosquito-repelling citronella candle that she got for the coffee table. Needless to say, this couch was comfy. In stores, we found this cute little puppy-themed doormat, and on Lowe's.com, we found this Allen & Roth 2-foot by 7-foot flat weave exterior rug. And obviously, the final touches of this patio are gonna be plants, and lots of them. All right, Cooper, what do you think? Overwhelmed by plants? All right, Mamacita, give us a plant tour here.
Okay. So we have a monstera. That's not how you say it.
Monstera.
Variegated ivy.
My variegated ivy.
A few succulents. This is a Hoya plant. A fiddle leaf fig here. We've got sweet potato vine. A dragon plant down here. We've got some mums for the fall. Over here we've got a snake plant. And then we've got some jew hanging up. And then our ficus tree that's been mauled by the dog a few times.
Bad dog. I didn't even mention, we retrimmed and repainted the back door because the puppies have been scratching it up and it needed a facelift. And finally, after every plant was hung, I guess it's time to show you guys the grand reveal. And just as a reminder, here's the before and here's the after. I'm really happy with the way this project turned out, and most importantly, my wife is happy as well. And I obviously couldn't leave you without seeing the night perspective, so here's that. Thanks again to Lowe's for sponsoring this project and making my wife happy. Please take a look at all of the links down in the description below of all of the products that we use to make this patio fall ready. And just so you know, if you do purchase anything like one of these beautiful little orange pumpkin spice pillows, you're supporting my channel and my family, so I greatly appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If you watched this video and thought to yourself, man, that was so good, how can I give this guy money to repay him? Then you're in luck. I have a lot of stuff listed on my Etsy store that you can buy to support the channel, so head on over to reformationwoodshop.etsy.com to grab something.